Now, the chosen one, Harry and his friends, Ron and Hermione, um, their dynamic being as it was honestly amazing to see their journey as friends as they come through. Obviously, Harry and Ron have their rough patches, even though Hermione and Ron have their rough patches. You know, they fight like friends fight. And for one, I'll never ship Harry and Hermione. They are perfect platonic friends. There might have been a moment, a flicker, I think, where the author thought about putting them together. But no, it doesn't. I don't see it. It doesn't work. In my opinion, it does not work. They're just too. Her and Ron just kind of. It works better. Like Harry and Ginny, that is a good relationship there. And in the movie, they did Ginny dirty with that hairstyle at the end of the movie, end of the seventh movie, or the eighth movie, I guess, part two. That scene 19 years later, they did Ginny dirty with that hairstyle. Um, but yes, the three of them, for one, not great names, not great name picking. Albus Severus Potter, no. Hugo, I'll give you a pass for Hugo Ron, but Rose, that's a good name. Obviously, Lily and James, not bad. Albus Severus Potter, nah, that's not it. But yes, three of them growing together, and obviously Hermione at the beginning, it took Hermione a little bit to get into the group, and it wasn't really until the troll scene where they really became friends. And it's like Ron the whole time was just, kind of bad mouthing Hermione for being, smart. Well, he did that like a lot throughout the whole thing, calling her smarty pants, all that stuff. And Hermione's been used to that her whole time at Hogwarts because, she spent a lot of time in her books. And you can see like how she felt about those things. And Harry being who he is, Harry kind of, I want to say Harry gelled the group together because when they were having their moments of bickering, he was the one in between them, going back and forth, like him spending time with Hermione in the library because obviously knew that's where she would be, but he also spent a lot of time with her in the library and was able to um, work on things in there and help them out, and then him splitting time with helping Ron once he started doing Quidditch and getting in that stuff, and then Ron kind of um, having his moments where he remembered things. I think that's where really Hermione caught Hermione. He remembered things that Hermione had said. Like he remembered a lot of things Hermione had said throughout. He even learned how to speak Parseltongue, because obviously he spent a lot of time with Harry, and he just like Ron is a smart character. You don't just he's underrated. He's a smart character, and obviously he has a lineage of Weasleys at Gryffindor, like him being a perfect, eventually, and all that stuff. Like Ron, he's a good character. Like I like Ron. Um, Obviously Harry being the chosen one, and him having to, well, I guess them two, mostly Ron having to be that like sub character behind, almost in his shadow, and he wanted to really come out of Harry's shadow. At some point, you can really see like their biggest, like they didn't really have a falling out until the Goblet of Fire when Harry's name was put into the Goblet of Fire. Obviously, Harry's like, I didn't do it. And Hermione, I think Hermione believed him. Um, but obviously, Ron was jealous because they had talked about doing that together, and then Harry's name ended up being in there. And it just falls like back to Ron being in his shadow, and then Hermione being the one in between them. So like they were perfect for each other, and I feel like Dumbledore was kind of a part of putting them together, and he knew that those three would be okay. Um, and he even knew probably that Ron would leave the group, so that's probably why he gave him the Deluminator in the end. Sorry, I'm going back and forth between the years of their time together, but that's why he gave them the things they needed. He gave Hermione a book, and then Harry, obviously the first snitch he caught, so he wouldn't need to open it until the time was coming. And also the Sword of Gryffindor, he gave that to Harry as well, technically. Um, but yeah, like those three, their dynamic and everything. I still wish the movie would have kept out the scene where Harry came to them at the end before he went off to die, but can't have everything you want. Um, but yeah, love the dynamic of those three, and then how they grew together and supported each other and knew each other's faults, so they would be able to keep each other in check as time went on. And yeah, those three are a great dynamic of friendship, and I loved all three of those characters. And like Hermione being Hermione, like they would not have gotten as far as they did without her, and that's very, very evident, especially in the Deathly Hollows. Like Hermione being the one to have all these plans and backup plans to those plans, making sure everything was kept together. Like she planned this. The trip was, if she was not there, if it was just Harry and her, if it was just Harry and Ron, oof, they would have been fucked. But yeah, Hermione, she held down the group.